Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to determine market values in Coconino County, Arizona, and from that we'll be able to derive the offers for our letters. Uh, it's actually pretty straightforward. There's a bit of a process involved, but usually we should be able to come up with some pretty decent numbers that we can feel confident in. So the first thing is I want to show you is if you go into Parcel Viewer, um, you can see that this is the GIS system in Coconino County that I can select on a property. Let's say this was the property that we wanted to send to, and I wanted some relevant sales data. Any of these blocks in blue represent vacant land sales, recent vacant land sales. So I could just click on it, and I can see that it was sold in February of 2015 for $25,000, and it was 40.08 acres. So everything I need for that comp is right there. And if I pull out a little bit, I can see, well, it's a little too far. I can see all the nearby sales. Okay, but all this whole area is in the subdivision we're looking at, which is Westwood Ranches. Now there are different phases of Westwood Ranch. There's Westwood Ranch Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, and so on. So what I really want to do is I just want to get a spreadsheet of all this data. The problem with this is I'd have to go in individually and transcribe this data, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Coconino County Assessor's webpage. It's coconino.az.gov, and then you can find your way to the Assessor's page. And then over in here it says Coconino Parcel Viewer. I'm going to click on that. Agreed. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I wanted. I take that back. Let's get back here. Search property records is what I want. Enter Eagle Web. And I see up here I can go sales search. So I'm going to click on sales search. And what I'm going to do over here in this classification, I'm going to come down here to where it says, now there's two, it says, oops, ag, vacant land, nonprofit, personal property. Don't want that. I want the ag, vacant land, nonprofit, real property. Real property means real estate. So I'm going to click on that. And then in the account numbers, I'm going to put R and then asterisk for the wild card. So any account number that begins with R basically is real property. So it just reinforces that. And then the parcel number, I'm going to put, in this case, I'm going to put 700 asterisks with the wild card. So any parcel number that begins with 700. Why am I doing that? Because the list that I sent you is just for Westwood Ranches. And the way the parcel numbers are created, those first three digits indicate the subdivision. So anything with a 700 is Westwood Ranches. So now it's going to give me all this data. Now I want more recent data, so I'm going to actually start it at January 15th, and I'm going to bring it all the way until today, which is July 15th. And I'm going to hit search. And it's taking its time. There it is. Okay, so I've got 63 sales in basically the last year, year and a half that I think are pretty relevant. Should be reasonably relevant. So what I need to do is I need to get all of this information into a spreadsheet. And unfortunately, they don't provide an option to do that. I'm going to put a blank spreadsheet over here. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way down here to the bottom and kind of get outside the box. As soon as I get in the box, there's hyperlinks. So you see, I'm going to try to get down below the box. And I'm going to come up here, copy it. Now, see, there's a problem here. It says copy a link. And I don't want to copy a link. I want to copy all this data. So let's try this one more time, except this time I'm going to pull it all the way up to where it says description and summary. Now if I do it, I can copy it. Okay? So I'm going to come over to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to paste it as values. Keep text, paste special, and oops, and as text. So I'm going to put that in there. Now this is how it looks. Now as you can see, this is not really a useful format, so we need to figure out a quick and easy way to put this into a format that we can use. Now the key pieces of information we want here, here's the date of the sale, or the date it was recorded. Here's the amount of the transaction. This is the parcel number, and this is the legal description. This up here, 37, I think that's the account number. I don't really need that. That it's a warranty deed is interesting, but not all that important to me. These pieces of information, the date, the amount, the parcel, and the subdivision are the most important. So I need to get those all on one line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put an equal sign and for the parcel is, and then I'm going to put an equal sign where the subdivision is. And bada bing, now I've got it all on one line. So now I'm just going to take these two and I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to bring it down to each one of these lines next to where the amount is, and I'm just going to paste it. There's probably a quicker way to do this that's not quite so manual, but I don't know what it is. So for now, I'm just going to go with this manual because there's only 63 records, so I can get it done reasonably quick. But you see, it's giving me all the right information. It's copying it as we go. You'll see that once I'm done with this, it's going to allow me to quickly manipulate this spreadsheet. I don't know how to pause the video recording with the program that I'm using, so I'm sorry I'm having you wait while I go through all these. Now, if you can figure out a quicker way to do this, by all means do it. I'd love to hear what you're doing too if you are able to do it. But with 63, it shouldn't take that long. Oops. Almost there. And there it is. So that's everything. Okay, now if I was to delete this line, if I was to get rid of this, it would eliminate the parcel where I need it. So that I can't do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the entire spreadsheet, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it as a values. Now in here it's no longer a formula, it's the actual value. So if I got rid of this, it doesn't matter. I still have my parcel number, it's still there. So now that I've got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort the spreadsheet by column A, and boom, there are all my comps up top. There were 63 of them, so you have it right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get rid of everything else because that's just all the waste lines. So there you have it. These are all my comps. Now I'm going to change the order a little bit. Something that works a little bit better for me. I'm going to put the parcel numbers first, and I'm going to create a row at the top. We'll call this parcel, sale date, price. I'm going to call this acres, and insert one more in here called price or dollars per acre. And then this is legal description. I'll leave that in there. All right, now this is where it does get a little bit manual, because now we've got to go figure out how much the acres are. And unfortunately, in this county, the information right here doesn't really tell you that. But before I get there, I want to do one more thing. Now you see over here in the subdivision, it says Westwood Ranches Phase 3, Westwood Ranches Phase 4. Well, for any particular property, the most accurate comps are going to be in the phase of development that it's in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this now by list headers. I'm going to sort this by the legal description. Now I can see that all my phase 1s are together, all my phase 3s are together, and so forth. I've got these couple at the top. Now look at the top and the prices. Most of these prices are 20,000, 16,000, 40,000, anything like that's fine. But these three at the top are a little different, and they've got 225, 190, and 250. Now I don't know whether that's because they're very large properties, or because there was some kind of mistake in the data and there's actually buildings on these properties. But at any rate, they're outliers, and I'm just going to get rid of them because they're gonna muck up my analysis. So I'm just going to get rid of those. And now I can see that as I go through this, I'm getting comps in the order of the phases of development, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. Interesting, I've got 3 down here that for some reason don't have, those are just extras because I knew there was 63. I just eliminated 3. You know what? Let me just double check something, make sure I didn't I got rid of the whole line. Okay. So delete, and then I'll delete these. Okay, there we go. So now I've got to get my acres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to account search. And then I'm going to copy the parcel. Oops. Copy this parcel number into here. Paste now. Unfortunately, this ends up being a 2-step process. So I search, and then I click on it, and then I have to come down here and hit parcel detail. And then I can see that the parcel size is 40.15. You can either just type it in or copy and paste it. And then we can set this up as a formula. So this is simply going to be price divided by acres. And that gives me my price. Now I'm going to just zoom down to the bottom. I always put a little X there. And then copy. And then I can just zoom all the way down. It goes to the exact right spot. So my formulas are all in. And now I just go to the next one. So I'm going to copy this. Now, I know it's 3 screens back. The best way to do this is not to hit account search because that's going to reload the page. Just go 1, 2, 3. It goes really fast. And then I paste it in. Hit search. Click on it. Hit parcel detail. 40.11. There it is. And these I don't really need. Oops. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. So I think I need to go over to numbers and get rid of the, let's call it currency. There we go. Get rid of the cents. Okay, and that's all there is to it. And just go down with the full list with all the acres. It'll calculate all of this, and then we will take, we can do the average. Now we can average it by all of them in Westwood Ranches, or we can average it just by the subdivision. It may be worthwhile to do both. So I'm actually going to come up with a formula over here so it automatically calculates the average for each one. So at any rate, let's just do it this way. So we can just put, average price per acre is average and, oops, it's going too fast. And there we have it. And it will automatically calculate the average once you get all those numbers in there. I may send you a template for this that automatically calculates the average for each of these phases as well. There's a formula to do that as well. I just don't remember what it is right now. All right, but that's all we need to do. And once you do it this way, this will be true for every subdivision that we go to in Coconino County. We just, really the only thing we'll have to do is when we go to sales search for the next county, we'll put R, and then for the parcel, instead of 700, maybe we end up putting 200. And don't forget the wild card. And it would look something like this. And there it is. I got 28 sales in this particular for vacant lots within this particular subdivision. I don't remember which subdivision this is, but it's whichever one starts with 200. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.